97-90. Trailblazers pull out game 2 in Denver, Colorado. The Nuggets were super sloppy, could not hit most of their open shots, but they did have a bunch of offensive rebounds today. They destroyed the Blazers on the glass, but the Blazers had that composure that good teams have. Damian Lillard did not have the best of games, but CJ McCollum picked up the slack. That's what complimentary stars do. CJ understood that. Damian wasn't having the finest nights from long range, and CJ said, "You know what? I'm going to score 20 points tonight. I'm going to have 6 assists. I'm going to have 6 rebounds and do a little bit of everything." That's what CJ did, and that's why before the series started, I said CJ is better than Gary Harris. Damian is obviously better than Jamal Murray. That's where they have their advantage. I know someone had said that they thought Gary Harris was better, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. I'll give you Paul Millsap over Aminu. And Paul Millsap was a beast in game 1 over Aminu. And I pointed out that those 4 points, those combined 4 points and combined 6 turnovers between Aminu and Harkless was unacceptable. Tonight, Aminu played a lot better. 11 points, 4 of 5 from the line, 1 of 4 from 3, plus 7 from the field. Played really good defense, was scrappy out there. Was how I thought he should have played in game 1. Tonight, unfortunately for Harkless, he went out with that gruesome ankle sprain. I know all about that. I had mine last Thursday. Completely turned the ankle, and it was just super hard to see that. And every time someone turns their ankle, my stomach just goes in circles, man, because I know how painful that really is. And I wish him a fast recovery, because the Blazers really need Harkless, his versatility on defense. And tonight he had a really nice step through dunk, which was really impressive on the post. Enes Kanter, once again, 15 points, 9 rebounds. Even with the separated shoulder, the guy is doing damage. Very underrated pickup. Very good offensive rebounder. Very good offensive player. Now his defense has always been suspect, but he's been a lot better in the playoffs in the scheme that their coach has put him in the best situations to succeed. And the Nuggets simply haven't taken advantage of that. Damian Lillard again finished with 14 points, 5 of 17 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. He got to get better. Game 3, I expect him to get better. I expect him to win game 3 as well. And again, I said Blazers 6 and Sixers are in 7. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure with a number, because the Nuggets had a really bad game today. You're not going to have Jamal Murray go 6 of 18 again. At least I don't think so. Gary Harris 4 of 12. Jokic 7 of 17, 16 points, 14 rebounds. He did his part. Paul Millsap, 14 points, 6 of 14, 11 rebounds. He did his part. Craig, shout out to him, man. The man had a broken nose, came into the game, put his mask on. He said, you know what? This is the NBA playoffs. I'm going all out. What a tough son of a gun, man. This guy is legit, and respect. Tip your hat out to this man for Mr. Craig. And then, what was it? So he had 7 points, really good defense, had some spark plays. He's not in there to score, so, some people know 7 points, but you had 27 minutes from Beasley, 13 points. He looks really good, man. Beasley, he has that upside. You can see that if things go right in the right situation. I don't know if it'll be in Denver, but you can see the raw talent that this man possesses. His athleticism is off the charts. Beasley can do it on both ends. He can score on all levels, and he definitely can defend. He made life very difficult on Damian today, and as he did in game 1, but obviously the greatness of Damian Lillard surpassed all of that. Will Barton, 17 minutes, 1 of 6 is not going to cut it. 4 points. Plumlee had a big game, even though he only had 6 points. He had 5 boards. He had timely buckets, timely rebounds. So Mason Plumlee doing his job off the bench. He's there to do exactly that. But Monte Morris, 19 minutes, 3 points, 1 of 8 from the field. He needs to be a lot better. Because if he doesn't start to improve, then you have a little guy in Isaiah Thomas who is a beast, and we all know he is Mr. Playoffs, and he can do some damage. So some of the adjustments that the Nuggets will make just right off the bat is they have to continue to hard double Damian Lillard, live with the results, live with Aminu scoring. You have to. You have to take the ball away from CJ McCollum as well. You can't let him do damage. He wants to play in the mid-range, and that's his game. Did the Blazers need Layman? They did not need Layman today. What's up, Brandon? How you doing, brother? Tyson Warren, would you like Cantor as a Kings starting center? I would not. I believe Cantor is a backup throughout an NBA season. Right now, it's all situational. The game slows down, so it helps him and it highlights his special abilities, which is to offense, to rebound, and to score when the game slows down. The final score was 97-90. So definitely this is a type of game that really highlights his skill set. But would I want him as a starter? I don't think the Blazers want him as a starter. Obviously, again, situational. Nurkic is out. But off the bench, and if you're a playoff team, I would love to have Cantor. And having Cantor in the right situations, again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I actually like him. I believe he's a good player. But as a starter is a whole different animal. I would not want him as a full-time starter for an 82-game season. Brandon says he's doing exercises. How do you feel about the Bucks? I love the Bucks. The Bucks will win this series. I got to give props to the Celtics, though, because the Celtics have played them really tough. I know they got blown out in game 2, but how Brad Stevens is adjusting and just building that wall, the game plan is exceptional. They're either going to win in terms of they either have to execute. And what happened was in game 2, the role players, the other guys, hit shots. They didn't hit shots in game 1. But the plan to stop Giannis is really good. And what I believe needs to happen is Al Horford on that pick and pop, he needs to shoot the ball every single time. I know it's not in his DNA to shoot that ball every time. He's been very efficient from 3, but he needs to consistently hit that shot because they're leaving them wide open. Because they're going after Kyrie on that drive and they're taking that away. So that's going to be open. Now, if you put Marcus Morris, one of the Morris twins, he's going to shoot that ball. He's a selfish type guy that you would want in that situation. But again, he's not as versatile as Al Horford is on defense. Al Horford is the anchor of that defense. They will go as far as he takes them in terms of overall. He is the heart and soul of that team, in my opinion. I know Kyrie is the best player, but Al Horford is the most important player on that team. And I do give them props. I do think they'll win either game 3 or game 4, and it may very well go 7 games. The Celtics are really good. They have really good athletes, good defenders, and it showed in game 1. Now, what type of adjustments is Brad Stevens going to make? We saw what Bud did. Bud never switches. He decided to switch on defense, which was something that really stood out. And again, they hit shots. Giannis did Giannis things, 29 points. He's the MVP of the league, hands down. So, yeah. So that's briefly. We'll talk about that. I think, no, they're not playing tomorrow, are they? They're playing Friday, I think. Tomorrow we have the Raptors and the Sixers game 3 from Philadelphia. That's going to be a good game, yo. Expect the Raptors to come out and just play their game. They missed a lot of shots. Danny Green had a terrible game in game 2. They played very hard. The Sixers played very hard. They played like a desperate team needed to play. and they got the job done. Jimmy Butler needs to continue to be aggressive. He needs to shoot the most shots on that team. He is their best scorer when it's all said and done. Joel Embiid, hopefully he feels better, and I know he had a stomach virus, so we'll see what happens there. But if you took the Blazers tonight, they were +4, nice money line. You would have made some nice money. So yeah, the Blazers, again, I expect them to win game one. And obviously, when they lost game one, I was like, well, they're gonna win game two, because I think they're a better team right now today. Now, I may not be saying that if they lose the series, because not having Nurkic really does hurt them, and it would have been awesome to see Joker against Nurkic, and the back and forth and the rivalry between those two, and how Nurk got traded from the Nuggets to the Blazers, etc. You guys know that rivalry, so it's going to be interesting when it's all said and done. I do have the Blazers winning in 6 or in 7, and it's going to come down to Damian Lillard. If he continues to have games like this, obviously they're not going to win. But if he's Damian Lillard, the best player in the playoffs so far, they'll win the series. And they'll be in the Western Conference Finals facing the Golden State Warriors, because that's another series that we all know what's going to happen there. They're a better team. The Rockets, honestly, they're good. Like, they're a really good team, but they're not on that level. They're not on the Warriors level. They're just not. Chris Paul is not the same player. Their second best player is Eric Gordon, which is not a bad thing, because I do love Eric Gordon, but Chris Paul is not the same player. And then with all the arguing and all the ref stuff, I'm not going to get into that, but that was pretty embarrassing for them to come out a year later and just put that out there like that. It was pretty pathetic to me. Anyways, they say, "Are you copying Fox's shoes?" I might cop those. I might. Y'all know I'm a big sneakerhead. Right now, I am currently working on. I am gonna get the Dame 5s. They're on their way. The Sugar, what are they? Sugar G. They're like that mint color. I want to get. If I really like them, then I'm gonna get the Damian Lillard Black Panther edition, which came out when the Avengers came out. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie or not. It was amazing. I can't say I'm gonna spoil it anymore, because it's been almost a week, so you guys have to go watch that. It was a spectacle. But yeah, I tried on the Damian 5s, a 10.5. I like them, but I usually put an insole in there, so I needed to get an 11. So the 11s are on their way. And if I really do like the way they perform, I haven't played in them, but if I do like the way they perform, I will probably go with another pair, just because I love that black purple. Obviously, King's colors, but Black Panther, dope hero. Obviously, not Captain America, but I do like that color. Obviously, it's a scheme. It's our scheme here in Sacramento, so I really do like that color. Leo, and no news from the Kings. Nothing new. We don't really know. If anyone says they do, they're lying to you. Right now, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. Dame is honestly insane, and the fact that we missed out on him for Robinson pissed me off. Pissed me off too, bro. It's just one of those things where you just can't control, man. Oh man. What would have been? What would have been? And it's crazy, because CJ was actually locked to be a king the following year. I believe it was the following year. The year Ben McLemore came out. And Ben McLemore dropped. When he dropped, he fell to the Kings, but the Kings were supposed to draft TJ McCollum that year, because he had came in for a second interview, a second workout, and they really liked him. Super smart guy. Obviously has his own podcast, journalism major, just super high IQ, intelligent human being, very smooth. CJ is smooth, man. CJ is a mid-range killer and one of the best shot makers in the NBA. He may not be an all-star. He don't have that in his resume, but he is an all-star player. People know that, and that guy is good. So that was the most. It's always easy to say, "Oh, I wish we would have drafted so and so," but CJ was actually going to the Kings, and then Anthony Bennett goes number 1, and that messes up the entire draft order. And then you guys saw what happened. Ben drops, and well, you guys know what happened there. Leo, we missed on Domantas Sabonis, Draymond, Clay, Curry. Yeah, I mean, again, every team, a lot of teams miss on those guys too. A lot of teams miss on those guys too. Anyways, man, I appreciate you guys. Slap that like button if you guys haven't already, or that dislike button, whatever it is, man. Just want to come on here and talk some Blazers and some Nuggets. I actually had taken the Blazers minus 6.5, so I covered by the hook. I should have taken them before the game, and I was kind of late. They were up big by that time, and I kind of waited until it got down to the lows, which was 6.5. I think they were up by 11, and got them by the hook today. But I needed to win the game, and just kind of slept on it. In the beginning of the game, I was doing some things, but I got them today, 6.5 on that in play line, and yeah. I will come on hopefully tomorrow. I am breaking down some film right now, actually on my other computer, on my other laptop. I have all the footage archived. Kings Warriors. I'm breaking down some specific plays, some specific sets that I love from Dave Yeager. I love from Steve Kerr. Obviously, that team runs so many actions, and it's always fun to watch that team play. But the Kings had some really good actions for Buddy Hield to get him open. Lots of pistol action on the left side of the court. And anytime you have a weapon like a Buddy Hield, it's awesome for a coach for sure. And you can get so creative with that and just do a bunch of different things. So stay tuned for that video. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.